A huge game this weekend is the Manchester derby. City playing host to United. We've seen some brilliant games between these two over the years. Delighted to say I'm with a man who's played in these Manchester derbies. Paul Parker is alongside me. Are you looking forward to it, Paul?
I have to say I am really. After the previous United game, that says a lot to me that it's worth it now. I feel there's something that they can maybe go there with. There's that belief there with everybody at this moment in time where everyone was more looking at the Tottenham game and saying that one is going to be the one that's going to make it tough for him to go into the City game, because no one predicted that Manchester United were going to win that game. Yeah,
so there's a belief, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has instilled that in recent games. Played reasonably well against Aston Villa, but it was a big win, and they've played well against the big sides, United.
They have. That's why I always thought when that came up, that game was up, I thought it was something. The players were going to raise themselves, and the crowd were, and obviously the manager of the other team was going to add a little bit to it. So everything suggested that United were definitely going to go there and compete, where they haven't really done that all season. And that's what sometimes players are like. Sometimes they can raise it when it's really needed, and they've done that for him. There was patches still that weren't right, and you could see where the weaknesses were. But overall, for that first 30 minutes or so, United could have been 3 or 4 up.
They've got to take the chances against Pep's side. Not been quite the side they were last year, that's for sure.
No, they haven't been near that. Everyone thought they'd be really going for it to try and get 3 on the bounce. They haven't really got going. They've given away some poor points this season, the way they've gone about it. They've got a big lift behind them now by going to Burnley and doing really well at Burnley. And it is difficult to go there, and yes, your team's going to win, but you have to fight for it. They eased their way through it. United are going there with a little bit of confidence as well. They can't give the ball away cheaply as they did. They can't allow City to get in those kind of prominent areas where you work hard to get into as a team. And Tottenham done that. They got there and they failed. While City, when they get to those points on the byline and they look at the pull balls back, they've got quality players in those areas.
Been a little bit unlucky with injuries, haven't they? And this will have a big significance on City. Of course, they lost Laporte at the back, which has been a problem. Vincent Kompany retiring as well. But up front, no Sergio Aguero in this game, although Jesus did score a belter in the week.
He did, and he was a player who was lacking confidence. He looks like he needs a bit, and he's gone and got himself a couple now, and he's going into this Manchester derby, and that hasn't really helped United, because they could have done with him being at a low ebb, going into this game where he might have been snatching at stuff, and straight away now you're saying that he's ready to go as well. So it's an interesting one. If they can get Rashford to give what he gave against Spurs, then United will score goals. The problem is he needs help from other players. Other players have got to go and maybe try and do a little bit more, because he's doing it a lot on his own. And every time you look at it, if he's not playing well, United struggle. And he seems to be taking a lot of stick about it when everything is on his shoulders.
Yeah, as a United fan, and you know how much it means to him to see the team. Would it be interesting to see how Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sets up here? He can't afford to sit back and let City play. They've got to look after the ball, and they've got to get the ball forward to that front three, which is pretty formidable for United.
Yeah. The thing about it, City will let you get the ball and let you play, because he wants you to try and play football. Pep's always given teams plaudits when they play football. And he's given them plaudits because they play football, because City are winning games like that. That's the thing. So he's going to have to play with a game plan of not playing in areas where City can get the ball back, where Pep appreciates. Move to get the ball further up the park a lot earlier, rather than trying to play too deep, because they want you to do that. Their traps are set, bang, they're hitting you on the counter in the final third when you're trying to play out. So they don't want to leave themselves too vulnerable, which happened against Spurs as well, where Spurs never grabbed it when they could have done. A more attack-minded side like City will grab hold of it, and the game could be over early.
I'll tell you what's interesting, looking at sort of the last 6 games, United have won 3, drawn 2 and lost 1. City have drawn 3, won 2 and lost 1. So United have actually got a better record, they're more in form than City.
In theory, on paper, when you look at the two teams play, then I think that tells you the truth, really. At the moment, United have been jittery. They've been off and on. It's like driving a car. You'll be car sick after, because it's just been stop, start. Nothing has been... There's nothing...
It's not quite flowing, is it?
No, it's not flowing. There's nothing really constructive. There's no structure in their game at the moment. They looked like there was a little bit last night, but the problem is there's been no consistency in it. people are still asking questions. What is their plan? What are they aiming? What are they aiming towards? At the moment, Ollie is building a club. He's trying to build a club from the bottom upwards.
And are they going in the right direction for you, Paul? Because, you know, they're bringing the youngsters through. It's a bit of a transition. He's getting results still.
He's doing what he can with what he's got, and the youngsters are not really prepared for at this moment in time. When you do see them play, then not really. When people try and put them in the same light as Chelsea's ones are young men. They've been out on loan overseas in Europe, so they've done a little bit of groundwork. These boys have just been playing in the PL2, just playing tippy-tappy, non-contact football. So it's difficult for them to jump straight in. So he's trying to build players up who have been knocked over a few seasons as well. It's a difficult job. If they want to bring someone else in, they have to work under the same structure, which is very, very difficult. You have to work with the same players, and they have to start again as well. Not only the club with new coaching staff, the players have to start again. So people are going, they've got to rebuild. How many times can you keep doing that? Just doesn't make sense at the moment. Got to stick with it. Give him January, give him some money, and then judge him on that.
Yeah, well, this will be one where he'll get judged as well. They've got quite a good record, United, actually. They've been there the last 3 times. They've only lost once. That great 3-2 win coming from behind the previous season as well. How do you see this one going, Paul?
I still believe that City are going to win it. I can just see they've just got that little bit more there. I just wonder how much United have taken out of themselves by that big push against Spurs as well. I just wonder mentally how much can they go into another massive, even bigger game against City and go and do the same again, the minimum. That has to be the minimum against Tottenham, but then you have to add on the bits that were poor. You have to build on that, the defensive side of it, the lack of ball retention as well, the silly mistakes, you know, that's what they have to cut out. That last 10 minutes in the first half where Tottenham was suddenly growing from getting that goal back, when what a good goal it was as well by Dele Alli. You know, those little bits, the back ends of the second half where they was getting a bit like against Liverpool when they were allowing balls into the box, and there was so many people. It was just, Spurs they weren't themselves last night, I have to say. They definitely wasn't.
So you're going to go with a City win, but maybe United to score and cause a few issues?
United will score. City keeping clean sheets. It just
doesn't happen anymore.
No, they're too vulnerable. They always going to give you that because they haven't got really real defenders there. They're players who can play football, which is a rarity.
City to win, both teams to score, Paul.
Yes.
There you go, maybe through gritted teeth. Yeah. I know you'd love United to win there. It's not going to happen. It's a big game, isn't it? And it is live on Betfred TV as well. It is the Manchester derby.